Is that the right button? It seems to be playing. Hi everybody, welcome to my first ever YouTube vlog. I can't actually believe I'm talking to you guys. This has been in the pipeline for so long, and part of me has been putting it off because I'm quite nervous. I feel that it's so official and it's a lot more pressure than Instagram because essentially there's like a proper camera in front of me. But I am so excited to be finally doing this, and for my first ever vlog I am going to be doing a Q&A. So the other day I posted a question box on my Instagram story, and you guys have asked loads of different questions. I haven't prepared anything, so definitely off the cuff. And I wanted to start this YouTube channel so that you guys can get to know me more and get to know the real stories behind my life, and I can take you guys along with me for different events, work, home, life, dogs, the whole shebang. So that will be all on here. But without further ado, let's get started. The first question is, how old are you? So I am 26 years old. I don't know, I'm always really funny about my birthday. I hate my birthday. The older I get, I feel like the more pressure and the less time I have to achieve all of my goals. So I hate telling people my age. Please, can you give us a home estate tour? Every bit of your house is so beautiful. Well, thank you very much. I will definitely give you guys a garden tour. Home tour, I'm always a little bit worried. I kind of feel in terms of security, I don't want to show every single form of something so that people can burgle me, but I will definitely be sharing more. I'll do like a kitchen tour, and for sure we'll show you the gardens because they really are exceptional. And I feel like this spring, I don't actually know, I think it's actually something to do with my age. I think the older I get, the more I appreciate natural beauty, and when I walk through the garden and the orchard here, it is so spectacular that I feel so grateful to even be able to live here. Honestly, it's amazing. So I will definitely show you that. If you're comfortable talking about it, I'd love to hear more about how you keep in shape. Okay. Well, I'm definitely going to do a whole nother vlog on like healthy lifestyle and how I keep, I wouldn't say in shape, but definitely how I will, how I live my life basically. I try and live a very healthy lifestyle. And you guys, if you have followed me on Instagram for a while, you will know that I follow the Human Being diet, which is the Petronella Ravenshire diet. She has written the most incredible book called The Human Being Diet. So if you are interested in that, then I would highly suggest going to buy the book, read it. Petronella, don't kill me. It's a little bit of a boring read, but you'll really understand how the body is meant to work and the whole process of the lifestyle. It's definitely not a diet, it's a lifestyle. Have you ever lived abroad, and if so, where? Okay, so I think we need to start right at the beginning. I was born in Henley, so I am a Henley girl through and through, but then we moved to America when I was 18 months old. So I was brought up in the States, and it was incredible. A very outdoorsy life. I was definitely a bit of a tomboy. I was the monkey bar queen and just had so much energy, it was ridiculous. So I was brought up in the States, it was such fun, and then when I was, I'd say 5 or 6, we moved back to the UK, back to Henley, and then I went through obviously the British education. Fast forward a few more years, I moved to Belgium. Well, I moved to Holland first when I was 14, 15 to train for the summers. I was a professional show jumper, so when I was younger and I was training, I went to Eric van der Vleuten stable in Holland, just outside Mierlo. It was the most amazing experience. Definitely was chucked in at the deep end, but I wouldn't have had it any other way. It was amazing. And then I moved to Belgium when I was, I would say 20, 21. And I did 2 years in Belgium, just outside Brussels. Incredible city, such fun, really sophisticated people. My French is not great, and Flemish, can't speak a word. And then I moved to Germany for 3 years, and I lived for 2 years, just under 2 years, near Frankfurt. And then the last year I was on the Austrian border, so near Salzburg. And again, amazing experience. I also spent a lot of time in Qatar, so I worked out there, and it was amazing just to see a city develop like that. It's so sophisticated and has such an incredible overall spectrum of life. So it was just amazing. So yes, I have lived abroad and in quite a few different countries. What was your upbringing like? I had the most incredible upbringing. I have the most amazing family. They are so supportive in everything that I've wanted to do. I'm definitely not a normal child. People that know me are like, oh my goodness, Leo, you are far from normal. I was horrific. I was the most horrendous child. Perfect baby, horrific child. From the age of probably, I think my mother says 2 until 11, Damien child. I did anything. I was so naughty. I'd drive cars. I used to unbuckle myself in cars, throw all my clothes out of the window. I ran away at theme parks. My party piece, when we were living in the States, my parents had this glass table and there was a chandelier above the glass table. And I could manage to get a few books onto the table and then jump onto the chandelier. And when my parents were out in the garden, I would stack the books up and I would jump onto the chandelier, take all my clothes off and just hang very still like a wombat until they came in and just went absolutely berserk and thought that I was going to fall and hit my head on the glass table. So yes, I was horrific, but my upbringing was amazing. I literally sit every single day and I say to Mark, I say to my whole family, like, just stop and take in how fortunate we are. We live in the 0.00001% of the world, and we're so lucky to have our health and our family. And so yes, I'm very, very lucky, and my family are very supportive, and I had an amazing upbringing. Oh, I feel like I'm getting really deep into this now. Yay, I was starting to lose hope. You and me both. So excited, just be yourself and good luck. Yes, I am just gonna be myself on here. I don't feel like I could be anything else. If ever there's something that you really wanna know about, or you think, oh Leo, this is really boring, like you're going on way too much, then please drop a comment in the section below and let me know your thoughts. What breeds of dogs do you own? Come on guys, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I am sausage dog obsessed. I have 4 sausage dogs. So the first one is actually a little bit of a mix. We're not quite sure what he is, but he is the most precious person in the world. His name is Rafiki Pumba. And my mother doesn't think that's posh enough, so she renamed him Rafferty Patrick. I'm actually embarrassed to admit that. Long story, when I was heartbroken, my first boyfriend dumped me, and one of my best friends in the entire world is a guy called Nick, and honestly I was heartbroken, and he decided that he was going to buy me a dog, and he is from Zimbabwe, and so I gave him naming rights, hence Rafiki, which actually means best friend in Swahili. So that is dog number 1. Then I have Odie, who is 6, and he is a miniature dappled dachshund. He is my life. Like, I know I have the others and I know I shouldn't have favorites, but you just have one. He's very emotionally intelligent, doesn't like everybody, and to be honest, he's a bit of a snob. We bought him in Belgium when we moved to Belgium, so he's Mark and my first ever dog together, and he is literally our child. He has flown across the world with us, and yes, he's very, very special. Then we have Ludwig, who is 18 months old, aka Wiggy, and he is a little teacup ginger dachshund, and he is the sweetest person. He loves everybody. He's definitely the yapper of the family, so I'm sure in the next few vlogs you will get to know him and his big mouth. Eats anything and everything, so he's the porker of the family too. And actually one of my mother's best friends bought him for her for Christmas as a surprise. I mean, who buys dogs for Christmas? I don't believe in any of that, but anyway, he arrived and he is just delicious. Then we have our latest addition, which is Lancelot, and he was born in January. He is a miniature long-haired blonde sausage. So we have all different shapes and sizes of sausage dogs, and once you have a Dachshund, that's it. You're just, this spell is casted over to you. I mean, I see people on the street and I have to actually cross the street just to speak to the dog. I think people think I'm like the rarest human being on earth, but you know, once you're a sausage dog lady, you're just a crazy sausage dog lady. And you know, when you see those memes and there are thousands of sausage dogs and one woman, that's gonna be me. Hopefully Mark never leaves me, because otherwise I think I just have thousands of sausage dogs. Your daily routine. I am going to film that on a separate vlog. I'm gonna do a day in the life, or probably a week's vlog, because every day in my life is very different. So for example, today I am actually home-based, which is really lovely, hence why I'm getting to speak to you guys. And then tomorrow is back to back. I have meetings with brands. I'm at Hurley House Hotel. I look after the VIP clients there. Then I'm shooting in the afternoon, and then I'm actually back home in the evening, which is quite rare. So as I said, I'm gonna film that in a completely separate vlog. How did you meet your husband? So I met Mark when I was very young. I met him when I was 16 at a horse show in England. And I kind of thought, well, who's that old man? Terrible. I really hope he's not going to watch this. When we talk about it now, he thought that I was the most beautiful girl and all this malarkey. I think it's complete crap. And obviously when he found out my age, he was like, no, I'm not a cradle snatcher. Then fast forward really quite a few years, I re-met him in Saint-Tropez in the south of France, again at a horse show. We were at the Athena Onassis horse show, which is now the Global Champions Tour, and he was working for a friend of mine. And again, I sort of recognized him, and he was English, and obviously I was English, and obviously said hello, and yeah, just he whisked me off my feet, I would say. In the summer, when I was, you guys don't know, I was a professional show jumper. In the summer, we did this big, the south of France tour, basically. We would start off in Monaco, then we would go to Saint-Tropez, Cannes, then we'd sort of jump over the border and do San Remo in Italy. It's right on the cusp, it's just next to Monaco. Paris, and then back home. And he had a really unique work setup. So he worked for a Saudi Arabian lady, and she would always go back for Ramadan. So he would always have like 2 months off in the summer, and I said to him, would he like to come with me and help me train the horses and come to the shows with me? And so yeah, we had this like 12-week south of France, Monaco, Italy tour together, and just fell head over heels in love with him. Cringe! Honestly, I'm like cringing myself out over here. Anyway, got back to the UK and I wanted to take my show jumping career to the next step. And I felt that the next step was really moving to Europe and basing out there, which was closer to the shows, closer to the airport, and could really focus on my schedule and training program for that year. And so Mark helped me move to Belgium, and yeah, we moved there together. Almost 7 years later, we did Belgium, Germany, and we moved back to the UK just 2 years ago now, which is a whole nother story and a whole nother vlog. What was your job before becoming a content creator? So first of all, I work with lots of different luxury brands. Underneath that umbrella, that's social media marketing, content creating, photo shoots. I'm also the face of lots of different luxury brands. I then also look after their VIPs and organize special events specifically for those high net worth clients. So that's what I do. Before this whole career, I was a professional show jumper. traveling the world, riding horses for Great Britain, which was honestly amazing. I wouldn't change it for the world. I had so much dedication and I had the goals that I wanted to achieve. I trained extremely hard to be able to achieve them. And yeah, show jumping took me all around the world. So we competed in probably every country in Europe, went to Qatar a lot, been to Wellington in the States. Yeah, and it was an absolutely incredible, I feel like it was a lifetime ago now. Then, unfortunately, the inevitable happened and I had a bad accident. So I had a rotation fall on a young horse, which basically means I was going up to I was a show jumper. So my horse was cantering up to a fence. There was a shadow in front of the fence and she was very, very careful and quite a sharp mare. So I put my leg on and she picked up and she hit the pole and rotated. And so I went down and she came over on top of me, which wasn't ideal. And I shattered my shoulder, my collarbone, and then ruptured everything between my neck and my shoulder, which is basically how your shoulder is held together. So not ideal. I decided that I couldn't sit in Germany watching other people ride my horses. I need to move back to the UK and, as my father calls it, get a proper job. So that's what I did. From a young age, I've also had a huge passion and interest in the luxury market. So anything that has true dedication and craftsmanship with beautiful quality material. So I went into organizing events with Cartier. Incredible experience, made some amazing long lifetime friends, and then I decided, like, why am I doing this for other people when I could do this myself? So I then decided to set up my own business and work for lots of different luxury brands, and obviously social media comes into that, and that's basically how I am today. I'm so lucky to still have quite a lot of my horses. I have a breeding operation, which means I have very well bred mares, and then we put them in foal to top class show jumping stallions. So I have a few young horses, I have too many horses, and I still have my top Grand Prix horse, which was JB. He's my number one. Not Mark, not any of the dogs. JB is my number one. Next question, what is your daily skincare routine? So I feel like I need to film that on a different vlog, because depending upon which time of year it is, my skincare routine changes, and I'm very much like, I want to treat my skin as to how it reacts. There's not sort of like one product suits all. I'll sort of see how my skin is in the morning and see whether it needs hydration or whether it needs like a detox mask. So I will film a vlog as to my current skincare routine. What are some of your favorite travel destinations? God, what a good question. So I adore traveling, absolutely adore traveling. So I would say still my top number one hotel in the world that I've ever been to has got to be the Il Pelicano in Italy, which is just outside Tuscany. Hands down, just exceptional. Everything about that hotel is pure class. It's not so much glitzy, but it is just the epitome of pure luxury. Then I would say the south of France, because that's definitely got a special place in my heart. It's where I met Mark. It's where I used to spend every summer together show jumping. It's where I got engaged. So definitely the south of France. If you haven't been, then I'd highly recommend Saint-Tropez, Cannes, Monaco. Yeah, it's such fun. Incredible beach clubs. If you haven't done Anjuna, you need to. I actually think there's a picture of me dancing on the tables there, which once you get to know me is not a rare occurrence. What are some of your favorite brands to shop at? Oh gosh, that's so hard. There's so many brands that I adore. As you guys know, my niche is luxury, so I don't really believe in fast fashion. I don't think it's good for anybody. I certainly don't think it's fair on the environment and all that shebang. So I will definitely keep it to the luxury niche, and I think it's the most sustainable way to buy. So essentially, you're not buying things every day or every week or every month. You're saving up to make that key investment that you will have forever. So yes, essentially you're spending a little bit more on one product, but that product is pay per wear. You will have it for years to come. So I would say that everybody needs to have certain items in their wardrobe that is your capsule capsule collection. My look is very classic and timeless, so you need to invest in really good key pieces. So an amazing blazer. A blazer can go over jeans, it can go with a suit, it can go with a dress, you can dress it up or dress it down. I am a Zimmermann girl through and through, adore Zimmermann. I think I have every single color of their silk wrap dress. It is so versatile. I definitely do not believe in season looks. I think that you can buy a beautiful dress and style it for years to come. I don't care whether it was old season, it's still fabulous. So definitely Zimmermann. Vintage Chanel is vintage Chanel. Let's all go there. It's absolutely exquisite. Adore it. I have the most beautiful suit that's actually used to be my mother's, and I've sort of like upcycled it. I took it to the tailor's and I got it nipped and tucked, and it looks amazing. So a little bit more affordable, still on the luxury end of the spectrum, would be Me and M. I love Me and M at the moment. I think it's a fantastic price point. Another brand would have to be Ulla Johnson. I think it is absolutely exquisite. It's so classy, it's timeless. Again, I bought a beautiful dress actually from a fab boutique in London called Salt Boutique. Amazing shop. They've got all my favorite brands in there, so I would definitely suggest going to have a look there. And my favorite brand would have to be Alaïa. Definitely an investment. I think my first ever Alaïa dress, actually my first ever Alaïa dress I bought the day that I met Mark and we went on our first date. I was wearing an Alaïa dress, so definitely special, and I still, 7 years later, I still wear that same dress and it looks fabulous. Everything from the beautiful quality of the material, the cut, the fit, everything about Alaïa is just exceptional, but be prepared, it definitely is an investment. Always look out on Net-a-Porter, the Outnet, and then Harrods, I think twice a year now, does a 50% off sale, and some of the Alaïa pieces are in it. So that's an easier way to be able to acquire an Alaïa piece. Oh, I love this one. So your top wedding planning tips, favorite parts, anything you'd do differently. I cannot even begin to answer that question here. I'll say best part of my wedding was obviously marrying the love of my life, which is Mark. Weddings are so special, and I feel like everybody says it is the best day of your life, but you don't ever, people say that to you and you're like, yeah. But when you actually do have that day, you genuinely really understand what they're saying. Everything about it was just incredible. I would probably say things I'd do differently would be on the lead up. I'm not gonna lie, the lead up to my wedding was horrific. Absolutely horrific. It wasn't anybody's fault and everything was organized, but sort of the stress that I put on myself, and then the pressure also having COVID and it being the 4th day to not knowing how many people could come and having to disinvite people and re-invite people. I mean, it was just awful. Best part of the day was all of my family and friends and marrying Mark. So I was extremely lucky, and to this day will be forever grateful to Henry Bonus, who was my wedding planner. I don't think he probably ever wants to meet me again. When my wedding was finished, I was devastated that like we wouldn't talk every day. He became family and his team were just amazing, and he was the one that really made my wedding just breathtaking. 3 things in your wardrobe you'd save in a fire. So the first one would have to be that Alaïa dress that Mark and I had our first date in. The second thing sounds so shallow, but my Louis Vuitton bag. It has such sentimental value. So it's a bag that I wanted forever, and I went out for lunch just after my 21st birthday with a girlfriend in Brussels, had far too many margaritas and bought the bag myself. It's just so bad, I know, but I mean, honestly, I woke up the next day being like, what have I done? But the best investment, best purchase I've ever bought, because as I said, paper wear, I literally wear that bag most days. It's exquisite and it's a classic, and it will never go out of fashion, and I will hand it down to my daughter one day. I'd probably say my watch. Yeah, again, huge sentimental value. It was a gift on one of my big birthdays from my parents, and oh gosh, no, I don't know. Then I'd have to say like my engagement ring. Oh gosh, I don't know. Maybe I'd swap the dress for the engagement ring. My rings and my wedding ring. Those go together. Yeah, okay, so wedding rings, watch, and bag. Yeah, that would be that. How would you describe your style and how has it changed over the years? I would say my style, if I'm allowed to say this, is very like classical, elegant, and timeless. I try and buy pieces that I know are going to last a lifetime. Wiggy. Always try to dress quite feminine and pretty. It makes me feel more confident, and yeah, I'd say very classical. Sorry, I just popped to the loo and now the sun has popped through the window. I hope you guys can see me okay. So the last few questions. Do you want to have children, and if so, when? I definitely haven't planned that. Yes, I absolutely want to have children if I can, but I'm not planning on having any children anytime soon. I have an empire to build. You guys will know about it when it happens or when we are thinking about doing it. Share with us your diet, exercise, and lifestyle tips. Yes, of course, I will share all my tips like that, and I really want to do a vlog on a day in the life, what I eat in a day, a whole vlog about the human being diet and kind of my journey on that, because that's a whole nother story. And in some ways it was sort of, my wedding was the key event that I was focusing on and that actually really helped me and motivated me to lose weight. When I had my accident, I went from being a full-time athlete riding sort of 6-7 horses a day and going to the gym to literally sat at a desk with a neck brace on, and I slowly put on quite a bit of weight. No one close to me really noticed. It wasn't until one of my mother's friends called me and said, Leonora, you're a bride this year and you need to get a grip. But yes, I'm going to do a full vlog about it, because actually Petronella and the human being diet is unbelievable, and you see incredible results, and not actually just losing weight, maintaining and feeling amazing within yourself. So you sleep better, your skin is incredible, you have so much energy. I was waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning like ready to go. My concentration was just amazing. So I'm trying to get back into being on the human being diet and following those rules. I think I have yabbited on quite enough, and if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions, then please pop them in the comments below and I'd be delighted to reply, and if not, film a whole nother Q&A video. And if you did enjoy this video, please hit the subscribe button. Sending you guys so much love.